Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I am glad you made it. Wanted to talk about COLA. And it's not enough, right? COLA is not enough. What can we as veterans do to combat inflation? Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is simply that many of us have either never ever filed a claim to begin with. Okay, so 68% or whatever the number is of veterans do not have VA disability compensation. So number one, you should absolutely look into that benefit that you've earned. You may have money that's left on the table. You may have conditions that have manifested during your time in service. They don't have to be caused by your time in service. They must have manifested during your time in service. Now, obviously, those that were caused by your service, those are no-brainers. But many people don't understand that just simply having a condition that manifested during your time in service. I joined without any conditions. Now I have migraines or sleep apnea that manifested during my time in service, or arthritis, or whatever it is, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, whatever happened to you during your time in service, you likely have a road toward compensation. So for those of you out there that have never filed, I'll throw this out there. Either go find a free accredited representative and have a conversation, right? And see if they think that there is a possibility. Now, if you cannot find a free resource out there that's capable and competent, then reach out to us. We're happy to help you. Evidence-based VA claims. And we have the information here in the description and in the comments. So check us out. Free email consultation. And then if we take on your case, we guarantee that you will get an increase. All right. So with that being said, there's also many of us that have been rated, but guess what? You've been lowballed and you might not even know it. And it is not necessarily, and I get it, people don't like to hear this, but it might not be the VA's fault. It might be the fact that you or your representative did not send the appropriate evidence. So here's the deal. The VA is going to make a decision based on the information that they have. If you don't provide them all the information that they need so they can rule in your favor appropriately, well, then they're not. They're just going to approve you with what they can. And then if you go to a C&P exam, compensation and pension exam, not prepared, well, now you're just doubling down on a lower rating and potentially a denial. Now, again, I'll throw this out there to you. If you are not sure if you've been rated appropriately on every one of your conditions, and what I mean by rated appropriately is, do you meet the criteria for the rating that you have in the schedule of ratings? And then the next question is, do you meet the criteria for the next rating? So let's just say, for example, you're rated 30% for condition X, but there's a 50% rating for condition X too. Do you meet the criteria for the 50% rating? So my question to you is, do you meet the criteria for the next rating higher for all of your conditions? Or for any of your conditions? If your answer is, I don't know, reach out to us, because you might actually be able to get an increase on your current condition or conditions. Why would you leave that on the table? Well, only because you don't know. That would be the only reason. So again, free consultation via email. If we think we can help you, guess what? We guarantee that you're going to get an increase. I am a former accredited veteran service officer. I've been in the veterans benefits world for more than a decade prior to doing one video on YouTube. Our team at Evidence-Based VA Claims is 100% the best assembled team I've ever seen. We have a former VA rater on the team. We all share knowledge and are consistently working together to make sure that we deliver the best resources to you. It's that simple. So that question of, do you meet the criteria for the next level up on any of your conditions? If the answer is, I don't know, well, then you need to email us. Information's in the description and in the comments below. Next question is, well, what about secondaries? Do you have any other things going on with you that could be viewed as a secondary condition for any of the conditions that you already have? That's a big, big one. For many people, many veterans out there, going from 0, we'll say, to 100% rating requires multiple conditions being rated by the VA. Whether it's direct service connection or secondary, doesn't matter. It's taking multiple ratings to get there. Do not leave anything on the table and be properly rated. Be properly rated for all of your conditions. So, do you have any secondaries? That's that next question. The third question is, did your time in service open up the window to any presumptive conditions? If the answer is I don't know, reach out to us, right? So here's the thing. We have presumptive conditions out there for us for different things. And typically the way that works is there's windows of opportunity for presumptive. What does presumptive mean? Presumptive means that the VA has just said, you know what, if you have this condition and you served in this time period, in this location, and you have this condition, we're just going to say that it's because of your time in service. We take away the need for a nexus. Now, there's one other presumptive period here that I want to talk about, and that is the 1-year presumptive. If you served during your time in service and you got out, you do have a 1-year period after you get out that the VA considers a presumptive period. And there are many conditions that fall into that 1-year presumptive. So you could have been stationed in Hawaii the whole time or San Diego, California the whole time, never left anywhere, but simply based on serving in the military and getting out after however many years, 3 years, 4 years, 6 years, 10 years, 50, whatever, however long, and you get out, if you go get diagnosed or you have a condition that manifests within that first year, it could fall under that 1-year presumptive. That's an important benefit that we have. So the question is do you rate any presumptive conditions? If the answer is I don't know, well, then we need to look into that. The last one here that I want to talk about is, did you miss any opportunities for a direct service connection? Right? Did you comb through your service treatment records? If you did not order your service treatment records or you don't have them, you should order them. It's with the SF-180, Standard Form 180. Standard Form 180. It's a pretty easy form. I think it's a 1-page, and then there's a instruction page. That instruction page is going to tell you where you need to mail that form. If you have multiple times in service, you might have to mail them to different places. So you might have to, in other words, fill out the form 2 or 3 times and then mail it to each place. So, did you miss out on any direct service connection? And guess what? It does. I have a rooster. His name's Stan. All right. So, the question here is, did you miss out on any of these opportunities? Now, guess what? If you don't have hard evidence from your time in service, it might not be the end of the road. You may have an ability to still get rated for that direct service connection via Nexus letters, buddy statements, statements from yourself, statements from family members. All of that stuff combined could help create enough evidence to meet the threshold of at least as likely as not and get you over the hump and get that condition rated. So there might be a there. With that being said, raising your disability compensation rating is really the way to combat inflation and make sure that you're appropriately rated. Is really the overarching message here, if you hung on to the end. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.